All right, video number 2. We're going to do the appeals. Oops, forgot to put all the chips back in the cup. I'll just leave them for now. Give everybody a chance that way. All right, so we're going to talk about the appeals in this letter, part of the assignment. Start off with, well, I'm actually going to start off with the last one, with ethos, because it's the easiest one. And I'll just do it for you. All right, you got yours open, you got your assignment open. Like I say, you can change yours if you want to, okay? Blood over your nose, please. Thanks. So, ethos is an easy one. The ethics, character of the speaker, reliability of the speaker, however you want to talk about it. Why should we believe this person? Why should we listen to anything they have to say? That's the ethos. It's kind of like some of you are thinking right now, why should you listen to anything I've got to say? Okay, fair question. All right. So, who are these people? What does it say? An open letter to Judge Amy Coney Barrett from whom? Your Notre Dame colleagues. We write to you as fellow faculty members at the University of Notre Dame. That kind of gives them some weight right there, right? It's not some high school teacher in Somerset, Kentucky writing this letter. These are faculty members at Notre Dame. That's pretty much ethos right there. You really don't need much other than that, right? If that's not enough to convince her, Judge Barrett, if that's not enough to convince her that she should at least consider what these people have to say, then enough doesn't exist. So there's your ethos. Now I asked for 2 examples of each. Where would the other example be? It would be down here at the end. All those names with who they are. That's, you know, you've got the general and then you've got the specific. Does that make sense? There's your ethos. It's pretty much built in. So we don't have to spend much time on those. Now let's talk about logic and reason. All right, appeals to logic and reason. And remember, our speaker, the corporate speaker, this group, they are appealing to Judge Barrett's sense of reason. How? Need an example. Okay? One example of how they are appealing to her sense of reason. Number 5.
You said we're on pathos, right?
Nope. We're on logos.
Okay, so I have down right here, I put down a quote that says, the rushed nature of your nomination process, which you said.
Okay, hold on. Where is this?
It should be in the first paragraph.
First body paragraph?
Yes.
In here somewhere?
Yeah.
Right here?
Yeah.
All right. The rushed nature of your nomination process, which you certainly recognize as an exercise in raw power politics, may effectively deprive the American people of voice in selecting the next Supreme Court. Okay, so that is an appeal to her sense of reason and logic. How so?
Because I think that she will think about it like whenever they're talking to her about like they're trying to give her this logical explanation of why she should like consider like dropping out, not like dropping out, but like
Well, it is withdrawing,
Yeah.
dropping out, sure.
They're trying to give her a logical explanation as to why, like, to get her to like want to do it even more than she was going to in the first place.
Okay, you're right. And what are the key words in that sentence? There are 2 sections I think are key in that sentence. You want me to help you on this one?
Yeah.
Okay. Rushed, I think is a key word. Does that make sense? Because, you know, they're saying it was rushed, which is like, that's not really a reasonable way to do this. The other is raw power politics. It's raw power politics. That's kind of a dig at her, right? Without being on the surface, prima facie, being, you know, a cut. It is a cut in a way. Because they're saying, well, your nomination is just politics. And if it's just politics, or mostly politics, What does that say about your qualifications? Now remember, they spent the whole first paragraph telling her how great she was and what a great honor it was. Okay? And then they're saying, well, you know, really, this is all about politics, it's not about you. That's kind of low, isn't it? Kind of a deal. But anyway, it's appealing to her reason. Very good. Now we have, let's find another one. Another example of the writer's appealing to her sense of reason. Number 6. You moved. There you are. Oh, yeah.
I feel like this is more of the other one, but I put according to the United States Election Project.
Where are you?
It's first, can't really see that. But it's like where the blue is, that's in.
Yep.
And then how they talk about more than 7 million people have already cast their ballots and voted more before election day.
Okay.
Resource.
So that's supporting what they've said up here, that the voting for president is already underway.
Yes.
Okay, why should that matter?
Because it's like an election year, and like the point of this is because, you know, the president is not gonna be there for like too long.
So it goes back to what we were saying earlier, like, they should wait until after the election and so on like that. Okay. All right. And that appeals to her sense of reason? Is that correct? Okay, well, we can go with that. Now, who has one that they would like to add? Yes, go ahead.
I put the politics of your nomination, as you surely understand, will further inflame our civic wounds. And then with
Further inflame. So they're appealing to her sense of reason because of what? What do they mean by it's going to further inflame?
it's going to make it worse.
It's going to make it worse. Okay, just going to make the political battles worse. Okay, go ahead.
But given your admiration for Justice Ginsburg, we ask you that you repair the injury to her memory by calling for a pause in the nomination.
Okay, so they are referencing Judge Ginsburg, Justice Ginsburg. Go ahead.
There is much to be gained in risking your seat. You would earn the respect of fair-minded people everywhere. You would provide a model of civic selflessness.
Yeah, so I think that's probably more of an emotional one. Okay, but I think they kind of blend, and they do. Look, they cross over, folks. All right, go ahead.
Oh, no, I was gonna
Do the same thing.
argue what you just said.
Okay, what were you going to argue? Go
I
ahead.
was gonna say that it is more logos because it's providing information that, it's basically saying like, your decision will also benefit you.
You're what?
Hmm?
It will benefit her how?
Like, it would benefit her image.
Her image and her reputation, right? Okay, and that's why I say it's kind of a crossover. Because see, I see that as an emotional appeal. It'll make you feel better about yourself. See, that's kind of an emotional appeal. It's appealing to her sense of emotions, I think. Now, like I say, there is a crossover. You know, there aren't clear-cut lines. Because a lot of these are kind of blended together when you really think about it. Because it could appeal to your sense of logic and reason on one point, but your emotions on the other side. So it's kind of both. And you can see that in a lot of the appeals. All right, let's have one more emotional appeal, or any of the others that you want to add. Anybody else see anything you thought was striking in that you'd want to add to us before we wind this up? This is your chance. If I didn't call on you, now's your chance. Yes, go ahead.
I put Andrew might well inspire Americans of different beliefs towards a renewed commitment to the common good. So it's kind of like, that's like straight up calling her out because obviously
Yeah.
she's in a very high.
Telling her she will inspire people to live a better life as Americans, okay?
If she made the
Right.
decision.
Again, that's that blend of emotion and reason. Yes.
So we're on pathos right now, or we can get.
Any of them.
Okay, for pathos, I said, the quote, "You are not, of course, responsible for the anti-democratic machinations driving your nomination."
Okay? And what is that?
Pulling all of the negative connotations from her, like.
Right. That's what they're doing. Yeah. They're making a concession. Okay? They're making a concession. They're saying all this is politically driven. It's not your fault, right? But you can fix it. You can fix a lot of it right here. So there's like the concession and rebuttal type of thing that we talked about. Yes?
I thought this one might. Finally, your nomination comes at a treacherous moment in the United States. Our politics are consumed by polarization, mistrust, and fevered conspiracy theories.
Yeah, they're just making that's kind of a lead up, okay, to calling her out. They're just giving a little background about all the division and so on. All right? Okay, folks. It is time for us to go to lunch. And if you have, remember, we can't go to the restrooms on the way and on the way back, but when we do come back, you can go.
Our new seats.
Oh, I didn't see an email, so I'm going to assume there aren't. Okay? All right, let me turn this off and you guys get out of here. See you.